My name is Victor Cano and I've been in the Spanish gymnastics national team for 16 years and I did compete in 2 Olympic Games. I know that you cannot win a medal if you don't think that you deserve the medal. I was not ready to win the gold medal, so I was just ready to win the bronze medal. That's where I moved, and I finished 5th. And this moment I thought that I lost all my life and all my effort was worthless because of the difference between being 3rd or 5th. Now, with retrospective, I think that nothing will change. I will be seated here saying the same things. After 2005, which I knew that I won't have the medal, that will be the point which I will have to start preparing me for my retirement, which will give me 3 years of work. I remember that the lady who leads the program came to me to ask me about my retirement, like, do you think that maybe next year you will quit? I said to her, don't even talk me about that. I don't have time to think on my post-career. I'm very busy with my career now, and I have World Championships in 2 months, and if I thought thinking of my future will make me less focused on what I was doing in the present. The national team was in Madrid. I live in Barcelona. I have a girlfriend in Barcelona. I bought a house in Barcelona and I have to move back and forth. And I remember one day that I thought I don't want to do this anymore. Ran out of gas. Was like, okay, I cannot train no 1 more hour. Every day after the warm-up we climb a rope, and I remember very clear, grab the rope and look up and say, I won't climb it today. So I just went out, and that was my last word in gymnastics. I was without job, house, girlfriend, identity. I kind of lost everything in 4 months. My identification was a gymnast, and I was just a competitor gymnast, and I don't even want to think about what will happen later. When I quit my training, I also lost my timing of the day. I have so many hours. I don't know what to do with so many hours. One funny example is I remember thinking, okay, I've been 20 years having a shower after training. I don't train anymore. When I have to take a shower? So I was kind of lost in all ways, even with the eating or sleeping, drinking, showers, everything. I stopped going to the gym anymore, just hanging out with friends that were not involved in gymnastics, and then I started going parties, having alcohol, trying some drugs, and finding these emotions I had in gymnastics in other places. And touch, I need to touch the very bottom of the hole. When I was there, then I stopped and I start thinking what I want to do. That cannot be my way of life. I'm not doing nothing. I'm wasting money. I'm wasting my health. I'm not doing nothing. I met a friend, saw her shiny and happy and peaceful, and I asked her, what did you do to be like this? Because I am not like that. I have headache. I'm tired all day, and I don't want to what to do. And he told me about a meditation course, which was very strict and strong, and was 10 days in silence with a very tough schedule where you meditate 10 hours per day. I took the course even without any experience of meditation. I didn't have even faith on these techniques, but I went there. I remember the feeling of being like 7 or 8 years walking or playing with the sun, and I was like, I was that. I'm not just a gymnast. I became a gymnast, but I was that, and that helped me a lot. And then I go out of this course and I keep my meditations, and that kept me off of so much party and alcohol and substance. I was able to see beyond my gymnastics career and find myself again. And that was one of the points that I improved in my life. I tried surfing. I fall in love because it was the opposite of what I've been doing. but was also very close to the gymnastics because it's about balance and you have to be brave and it's a tough sport and it's exhausting. So the ending of 1 hour, feel this blessing that you have when you do sport that I forgot for many years. And I was like, oh, I can find again this feeling. So I had the meditation, my wife, which is the love, and the sport that make me feel all these feelings that I was looking in alcohol, parties, and drugs. I don't really know if I want to be a gymnastic coach or was just grab something, because I remember that I was in the bed, but I feel like I was free falling in a hole, like what, make 5 or 6 seconds, but it was like it looks like it will never end, and was like I don't want to be a gymnastic coach in a little club with little kids. I want to be in the national team with the best ones, because that's where I was, and you don't want to do something from down after you've been in the top. The Spanish Federation offers me a job in the national team with the juniors, and I remember once I was in the European Championships, so I go to Madrid to this camp before competition. I was in the same room with the same clothes which I wear 10 years before, in the same place, and I remember to look at the roof and say, no, what I'm doing here, I'm in the same place. And then we go to the European Championships, nothing new, same faces, same emotions. So I came back from this European Championship thinking, maybe this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life, because I thought it was like kind of the same thing but with less power, because when you are competing it's stronger, your feeling, than when you are coaching. You are like on the side. After these European Championships, I realized I don't want to be a gymnastic coach. Then I started working with the synchronized swimming, which is the same thing I do today, and that makes me feel much better because it's new. Also more useful, because a lot of things that in gymnastics everybody knows, but in other sports are new, and those things are most valuable. I think it will be very interesting to start building multiple identity, not just one. And maybe not the year before you are quitting, because in your inner you know that you are quitting and you don't want to realize that. I think it has to be before, like 4 years or so, and very slow and patient. I think that will be awesome. Your coach can be a very important support, but also your family. Your family can help you a lot, and then someone which gives you advice on money, leasings, and mortgages, and all these things that you don't know how to do, and also someone that can give you advice with your spiritual feelings. Doesn't take you out of your fight for the medals. You can be fighting for the medal, and you can also thinking about your future. These two things can be together. I do believe that everyone who has been a professional athlete has a lot of skills inside that can be useful for work. Someone who's been a professional athlete won't get late to work. If he likes what he's doing, he won't get tired. He can think big because he's been doing that all his life. He can be competitive, and he can be part of a team. I'm sure that any company that hires retired professional athletes has someone brilliant. I look back now that this medal, which I was striving to win, it won't change much of my life. It won't make any difference if I finish 5th or 3rd. Now with the time I realized that my biggest achievement in my career was to find some very strong friends and build strong friendships, and also I find my wife, so I find the love of my life because of the gymnastics, because we'll never meet if we have not been in the sport. She's an Olympic athlete as well, and that's my best prize of all my career, to have a wife and the mother of my children, and that's all. It's not just the medals.